Then let me to the valley go. This pretty flower to see, that I may also learn to grow in sweet humility, that I may also learn to grow in sweet humility. All this means that the people of any country have the right and should have the power by constitutional action, by free unfettered elections with secret ballot, to choose or change the character or form of government under which they dwell, that freedom of speech and thought should reign, that courts of justice, independent of the executive, unbiased by any party, should administer laws which have received the broad assent of large majorities or are consecrated by time and custom. Here are the title deeds of freedom which should lighten every cottage home. Here is the message of the British and American peoples to mankind. Let us preach what we practice, let us practice what we preach. Though I have now stated that two great dangers which menace the home of the people, war and tyranny, I have not yet spoken of poverty and privation, which are in many cases the prevailing anxiety. But if the dangers of war and tyranny are removed, there is no doubt that science and cooperation can bring in the next few years, certainly in the next few decades, to the world newly taught in the sharpening school of war, an expansion of material well-being beyond anything that has yet occurred in human experience. Little drops of water, little grains of sand, make the mighty ocean and the pleasant land. Thus the little minutes, humble though they be, make the mighty ages of eternity. So our little arrows lead us all away from the path of virtue, far in sin to stray. Little deeds of kindness, little words of love, help to make her happy like the heaven above. I spoke earlier, ladies and gentlemen, of the temple of peace. Workmen from countries must build that temple. If two of the workmen know each other particularly well and are old friends, if their families are intermingled, if they have faith in each other's purpose, hope in each other's future and charity towards each other's shortcomings, to quote some good words I read here the other day, why cannot they work together as the common task, as friends and partners? Why can't they not share their tools and thus increase each other's working powers? Indeed they must do so, or else the temple may not be built, or being built it may collapse, and we should all be proved again unteachable and have to go and try to learn again for a third time in a school of war incomparably more rigorous than that from which we have just been released. The dark ages may return, the stone age may return on the gleaming wings of science, and what might now shower immeasurable material blessings upon mankind may even bring about its total destruction. Beware, I say, time may be short. Do not let us take the course of allowing events to drift along until it is too late. If there is to be a fraternal association of the kind of I have described, with all the strength and security which both our countries can derive from it, let us make sure that the great fact is known to the world, and that it plays its part in steadying and stabilizing the foundations of peace. There is the path of wisdom. Prevention is better than the cure. Down in a green and shady bed, a modest violet grew. Its stalk was bent, it hung its head, as if to hide from view. And yet it was a lovely flower, the colors bright and fair. It might have graced a rosy bower instead of hiding there. Yet there it was, content to bloom in modesty and array, and there diffused its sweet perfume within the silent shade. The safety of the world, ladies and gentlemen, requires a new unity in Europe, from which no nation should be permanently outcast. It is from the quarrels of the strong parent races in Europe that the world wars we have witnessed, or which occurred in former times, have sprung. Twice in our own lifetime we have seen the United States, against their wish and their traditions, force of which it is impossible not to comprehend. Twice we have seen them drawn by irresistible forces into these wars in time to secure the victory of the good cause, but only after frightful slaughter and devastation have occurred. Twice the United States has had to send several millions of its young men across the Atlantic to find the war, but now war can find any nation wherever it may dwell between dusk and dawn. Surely we should work with conscious purpose for a grand pacification of Europe within the structure of the United Nations and in Agata Borgia Charter, that I feel open to course of policy of very great importance. On the other hand, ladies and gentlemen, I repulse the idea that a new war is inevitable, still more that it is imminent. It is because I am sure that our fortunes are still in our own hands and that we hold the power to save the future, that I feel the duty to speak out now that I have the occasion and the opportunity to do so. I do not believe that Soviet Russia desires war. What they desire is the fruits of war and the independent expansion of the power and doctrines. But what we have to consider here today, while time remains, is the permanent prevention of war and the establishment of conditions for freedom and democracy as rapidly as possible in all countries. Our difficulties and dangers will not be removed by closing our eyes to them. They will not be removed by me waiting to see what happens, nor will they be removed by a policy of appeasement. What is needed is a settlement, and the longer this is delayed, the more difficult it will be and the greater our dangers will become. Down in a green and shady bed, and moth's violet grew. Its stalk was bent, hung its head as if to hide from view. And yet it was a lovely flower, no colors bright and fair. It might have graced a rosy bower instead of hiding there. Yet there it was content to bloom in a modest tin's array, and there diffused its sweet perfume within the silent shade. Then let me to the valley go, this pretty flower to see, that I may also learn to grow in sweet humility. Then let me to the valley go, this pretty flower to see, that I may also learn to grow in sweet humility. Down in a green and shady bed, a modest violet grew. Its stalk was bent, hung its head as if to hide from view. Hitler knows that he will have to break us in this island or lose the war. If we can stand up to him, all Europe may be free and the light of the world may move forward into broad, sunlit uplands. But if we fail, then the whole world, including the United States, including all that we have known and cared for, will sink into the abyss of a new dark age, made more sinister and perhaps more protracted by the lights of perverted science. Little drops of water, little grains of sand, make the mighty ocean and the pleasant land. That's the little minutes, humble though they be, make the mighty ages of eternity. So our little arrows lead the soul away from the path of virtue far and sin to stray. Little deeds of kindness, little words of love, have to make earth happy like the heaven above. Little drops of water, little grains of sand, make the mighty ocean and the pleasant land. That's the little minutes, humble though they be, make the mighty ages of eternity. So our little arrows lead the soul away from the path of virtue, far in sin to stray. Little deeds of kindness, little words of love, help to make us happy like the heaven above. Happy like the heaven above. Happy like the heaven above. shady bed, and modest violet grew. Its stalk was bent, it hung its head as if to hide from view, 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 as if to hide from view. And yet it was a lovely flower, no colors bright and firm. It might have graced a rosy bower instead of hiding there. Yet there it was, content to bloom in modest disarray, and there diffused its sweet perfume within the silent shade. Then let me to the valley go, this pretty flower to see, that I may also learn to grow in sweet humility, sweet humility, sweet humility, sweet humility, sweet humility. Then let me to the valley go, this pretty flower to see, that I may also learn to grow in sweet humility. Then let me to the valley go, this pretty flower to see, that I may also learn to grow in sweet